Hello everyone, I'm a product designer at Crafted. My name is Charlotte, and this is the first in what will hopefully be a series of videos analyzing AI tools, tools with AI capabilities, and how they can fit into the design process. So let's get into it. Today I am looking at the AI capabilities of Dovetail. Dovetail is a great user research management tool in the design ops space. It helps you more easily identify different themes across your user research and more easily share it out with your team as well. So jumping into the AI capabilities, here I've uploaded some transcripts from ChatGPT to see how the AI capabilities work with analyzing those. The first of these is highlighting sentiments. Currently, those sentiments are limited to either positive or negative sentiments, which is great. That's usually what you're looking for at a high level. I'd love to see it expand into being able to identify specific tags that you label and sort of teach it. But for now, I think this is a great first step. And I found it to work pretty well for AI. There is a little bit of confusion. It can't really distinguish between what is background content versus what you're actually interviewing for. For example, in this one, it is identifying some information about the cat as a continual distraction, as an insight in this interview. The cat keeps popping up, it's bothering this interviewee. So the AI was also distracted by the cat. Luckily, it is pretty easy to just remove or reject that from this analysis. But other than that, it's really good at identifying positive and negative sentiment and very easy to update. So here, it was a huge time saver. This is great. This is a perfect positive sentiment. I do want to expand it to include the name of the tool so that I have that for reference. Just did that, easy peasy. So while not perfect, I think this will be great in streamlining this tagging structure and more easily analyzing those high-level insights from interview transcripts. The next form of automation here is this highlights tool. And what this is primarily focused on videos, but it is highlights that you might want to call out in a summary of your user research of really good quotes, clips, etc. from these videos. It is trying to identify those for you. So in this case, we have GPT-4 as a tool. It has the question and the response, positive, as a highlight. I think this is a great short clip that I might want to show investors of like, hey, they're really using these AI tools. I can accept it, and then it jumps to the next one. So it has some of that human review built into the process already, which I really like. And I found it to be decent in identifying those highlights. In this one, we have a lot of mumbling and filler words, and it was able to see through those quite well. It didn't get distracted, cut them off, have weird chunks, which was great. So again, a little bit of human review already built in, which is great, but overall, still very good. The last thing in this transcript area is it provides an AI summary. I found this summary to be the most underwhelming of the tools. It is accurate and breaks it up well into the different content areas of this interview, but I didn't find it to be much of a summary. It's certainly shorter than the transcript, but not by much. I would love to see some bullet points, some much more high-level callouts, rather than just reiterating what was said in the interview in more of a paragraph format. Lastly, we're going to go to this highlights board in Dovetail. So here is where you can take those previously highlighted areas and organize them for easier share-out analysis and further insights. Here we have this cluster tool that it can automatically identify themes. I found it to be a bit lacking in this respect. I pulled in some specific quotes, hoping to see if it could organize it based off of tool. So I had some quotes related to GPT several times and then Copilot several times. And as you can see, it primarily identified them as outliers rather than pulling out those themes. It was able to identify negative and positive, so that sentiment analysis is again going strong here. But I would have liked to see it be a little more intelligent in pulling out those themes, which perhaps if I had a larger group of elements for it to analyze the patterns on, it could have done that. I did this pretty quickly, so I didn't have many highlights to pull in. But I think it does show a lot of potential, and I think once it does get to this point, it will really speed up the design process. So overall, I think these are really promising tools that will already streamline our research analysis, often one of the slower pieces of the research process. And I'm really looking forward to what it does next.